You are buying a watch. If you're not an expert, you are buying something that can be beautiful, but hiding many secrets.
When I saw your app, I was really amazed.
And I had so many bad experiences. I was thinking we have to change these rules because there's no rules.
The machine is able to see the differences between two watches that are perfectly the same for the human eye.
Tough times, I would say, are the key times where you learn. It's a game which is good for the sellers, but never for the buyers.
Hi, and welcome to the Chronedo podcast, the show where we talk about watches, business, and life. In today's episode, I'm chatting with Marc and Guillaume, the founders of Watch Certificate. I recently traveled to Paris to visit their headquarters, where we talked about their innovative technology and how it's changing the watch industry. With Watch Certificate, watch brands, dealers, and retailers can create digital passports for their watches. It's an incredible innovation that helps fight fakes and give dealers and retailers an edge, because it also lets them offer extra services to their customers. For example, in the Watch Certificate app, customers can even get watch insurance. So let's dive in. I hope you enjoy listening.
So I'm Marc. My background is ticketing, event business. I created a platform called ticketac.com, which was one of the leading platforms of ticketing in France, discount ticketing, and I sold it to the Figaro Group, which is owned by Dassault Group, a big plane firm, very well known in France and abroad. And after that, I have two passions. One is art collecting, and the other one is watch collecting. And I was buying a lot of watches after having sold my company, and that's how we met. Because I was a watch collector and a tradee when I met the founders of tradee, which I was not part of. I was just approached as an investor, and I met Guillaume. And at that time, the company was doing watch trading, platform of watch trading, which I found very interesting. And then it evolved with the years, and Guillaume will tell you
When was that?
the rest of the story. It was 2016.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm Guillaume. My background is I did industrial design and innovation, and launched very early a company that did app development.
Okay.
And we work with various fields, including a special agency, banks, and things like that. So we used to develop both on tablets, smartphone, and also augmented reality. It was very early on, by the way. And after that, I launched this. It was kind of a marketplace, and that specialized in watches very soon. And little by little, we understood that there was something more interesting than the actual watch trading, where there's a lot of players, but we understood the needs of the watch owners regarding to buying and selling watches, and also the other needs that they have in between, such as insurance, maintain, things like that. And so the project that was initially a marketplace evolved quite a bit, and we pivoted in 2020.
Okay. But you kept going with the platform when you entered to the company.
Yes, but I thought at that time we should do something more original and more needed by everybody, because my experience in buying watches, especially vintage watches, was that there was no guidelines. People were it's like cowboys in the Far West. You are buying a watch. If you're not an expert, and I was not an expert, and I'm still not an expert, you're buying something that can be beautiful but hiding many secrets. For instance, if you buy vintage Rolex, the Rolex is not counterfeit, but all the parts have been assembled together, and they were not born like that. So it's a mixture of hands, dies, uh, case, with sometimes wrong serial numbers, which is not correct with the years of the dial and things like that. And I had so many bad experience that I was thinking we have to change these rules, because there's no rules. It's a game which is good for the sellers, but never for the buyers. The buyers, they buy something beautiful, and in the end, it's deceptive. When they want to resell their watch, they discover that the year is not correct with the serial number, what I was saying before. The dial has been repainted. The inscriptions on the dials are not correct, and things like that. So their passion make them lose lots of money, which happened to me. So I thought, when you buy a car in France, you buy it with a certificate of immatriculation.
Yes.
It's and the carte grise. So you have a certificate, and you have a technical control. This is exactly what I wanted to create, and what we did together with the watch certificate. Watch certificate is not only a paper; it's a digital passport, but it gives you accuracy on what you are buying, and that's very important when you buy a watch nowadays.
And when did you start to develop that software for watch certificate?
During the COVID.
Yes, yeah. We actually pivoted in 2020, but we had started before that, because, as Marc said, it was a need that we identified within the marketplace, that we needed to have actually experts and watchmakers to, both inspect the watch and tell more about this conformity. And we didn't want to do so by receiving watches at a physical location, because it didn't really make sense. We wanted to remain a digital company, like software company, and we are not expert, and we don't claim to be. So this is why we had started to develop this in-house procedure that involved third parties, such as experts and local watchmakers. And so we were, trying to use the best of both worlds, like the technical abilities and the machines of local watchmakers, and then a very standardized procedures with a lot of high definition pictures taken, etc., etc. That includes opening the case and checking, weatherproofness before and after. It's a bit technical to do that the right way, this is how it started, and then using on-demand experts to have a signature on market value and things like that. So it started in-house, and then we decided to make it more tangible with this physical card, and then pivot to actually do that, sell this technology to both consumers and professionals. And so we started at the very beginning, right when we pivoted, we started by selling this a package where you have this digital passport with the certification by an expert. And so it was fairly B2C at the time. And little by little, we evolved to become a B2B company that provides this technology and empowers any professional that can touch a watch in its life cycle to provide those digital passports.
You integrated watch companies, watch brands, no?
Yes, watch brands to whom certification is not really the key selling point. Actually, it's more like a warranty card, more modern. We talked about the certification part, which was the funding of the initial watch certificate, but now we've reached a more a broader offering. That's a digital passport on which you can consume various services, such as the certification, but such as also insurance valuation, insurance cover.
You can buy insurance directly on the platform.
Yeah,
Directly on the platform.
Yeah, wow.
You have your insurance coverage if the watch is stolen or if it's broken. you can subscribe to the insurance within a few minutes. It's very quick, easy, and watch certificate is not only a certificate; it's a hub of services. And then you pick the service that you want to use, and you pay for that.
Makes sense. And where or in which countries can I use that service? Is it only in France or?
No. I mean, it's a global company, because when we sell the tech to watch brands, they actually have retailers all over the world. So we have passports that are being used everywhere. And regarding to insurance, for example, which is a fairly new offering. So having the passport with the insurance value is already from the start. But insuring your watch, we already cover, I think it's 15 countries. So basically all over Europe.
Oh, wow.
You can be residents all over Europe and subscribe to this insurance. And we are currently discussing with a bigger player in insurance. We'll do an announcement in September about that. And also discussing with US-based insurers. So of course our goal is to cover everywhere people actually own watches, so they can take out an insurance in a few minutes. It has been quite a challenge to convince insurers to join in, because watches is a complex topic for insurers, and we succeed to do so because we provide the insurers with the proof that the watch exists, the condition, the market value, and we also have all these blacklisting features. So if the watch is stolen, we actually, since we already have the serial numbers and things like that, we share those with the brands. So every month, for example, we share stolen watches serial numbers to Rolex in Geneva, for example, and we also put those in international
databases,
let's say, of stolen watches. So it's an entire safeguard system that allows insurers to come and join in the system.
Mm-hmm. And your trading platform, was it also already that international? Or
no,
more?
It was mostly French at the time. So it was called Trady. It was a mobile app.
Yeah.
Today we're web-based, so people don't need to download anything. But at the time it was a iOS and Android app, and it was mostly French. And we've had quite some users at the time. I remember we reached 70,000 users subscribed, which doesn't mean they're all using every day.
No, but
it was for France. It was already a good number, but we didn't see the potential in terms of revenue by doing this business model. So this is why we switched over to doing what we do now.
And how, business-wise, what's the difference having an international platform like this one compared to the national platform you had? More challenging.
I think, obviously when you work internationally, you have first language. Our system today is available in Chinese, Japanese, and other language.
So you solved that with AI, or do you have human translator?
Without the AI, and now AI is helping quite a lot because some translation needed to be fixed. But I would say, of course, language is important, but then you have a lot of cultural differences. When you sell a technology like ours in the West Coast, in the US and in Japan, it's very, very different way to address people. So I would say that, of course, it's easier if we were to operate only in one country, but unfortunately, and it's also a great challenge and very exciting, that it's a born global business. When you sell the tech to a watch company that sells the watch everywhere, there's no question. You can't really have your passport only in English or only in French. You need to adapt and have something that can work wherever the owners are. So it was kind of non-negotiable.
I'm interested in, how do you approach the market? You said you are more into B2B right now, or okay, is it easier to make business with B2B, or why did you?
I think B2B is easier in a way that it's not. you're not targeting people all over the world. You're targeting and us in watch industry.
Yes.
A lot of it happens, of course, in Switzerland, and then meeting people face to face. So we participate to the big fairs. We had the luck to be selected to exhibit twice at Watches and Wonders, which is the biggest event in the industry. And also,
And that really helps to be there.
yeah, of
Yes,
course.
because you meet the entire world. It's very easy and you get to know everybody very quick because everybody is there. So
Quick 15-second ad. Hi, I'm Ken from the Chronedo podcast. I want to let you know that you can join our community, the Chronedo Circle, for exclusive giveaways, behind the scenes, and key takeaways from every episode. Sign up for free at chronedo.com/community. I think if Bucherer or Rolex would come to you and would tell you, we will buy the company, and integrate it. First question, would you do that? If the price would be good enough? And secondly, what do you think? In my opinion, that wouldn't be a good step for that industry, because I think a watch certificate must be a neutral company,
totally.
Yeah.
That was, you gave part of the answer in your question.
Okay.
Because first of all, I think it's too soon to be bought by someone because we are at a step where we have many things to do and we will talk about it. And we would not be bought by one company. This is not the target of watch certificates. As you said, we have to be neutral and our aim is to work with the most brands as possible, many brands as possible. And second, our big picture is not only to work with the watch industry, but to work with high jewelry, cars, bags, and every items that need a certification. So we are, I would say, on the first or second step.
I think what we should talk about here in that podcast episode for the listeners especially, the technology you use. When I saw your app, I was really amazed how it works. You can identify a watch with a photo, as I understood. I'm correct. Now, can you explain a bit how that works?
So Marc mentioned that we're a hub of services, and so this is a good example. So as if we go to the, in a nutshell, what watch certificate is a timeline that follows your item along its life cycle, from production to being sold as new, to being owned and insured, then repaired, maintained, and then resold. That's basically where the passport has interest, because it records everything that happens. So that's the core of watch certificate, and this is what we sell to brands, retailers, etc., etc. And now on top of that, of course, you have things that we can plug in. One of those things is image recognition, brought by third party who are very good at what they do in this what we showcased at Watches and Wonders 2025 and during EPHJ. I will just show you the video of this new thing. Is actually the ability to recognize a watch without having a look at the serial number at all. So basically, each watch was registered before, so that means a high definition picture can be done by the manufacturer directly when the watch is undergoes the quality control. For example, high definition camera. If it's a bigger brand, because we're discussing with high volume production brands, then it's automated, with a conveyor belt and a high definition camera. And once the watch is recorded, then an operator can just point a smartphone to the watch and will recognize hundreds of unique points on it, which the human eye cannot see. But the machine is able to see the differences between the two watches that are perfectly the same for the human eye.
And even 10 years later, when the watch has some scratches,
even if you have only 30% of those points, we can still recognize.
It's like a fingerprint.
it's really a fingerprint.
Fingerprint is the same.
Yeah.
And so this is a very good example of interconnection of technology that bring value. So plugging in an insurer in our platform is amazing for what it offers in terms of the use case of I'm on my passport. In a few seconds I can insure my watch and travel everywhere in the world with it. And this image recognition technology goes so well with the passport, because then you don't need the card anymore, which is interesting to have the card to make it explain to the consumer what's in the passport. And then you can imagine the people in the point of sale that will scan the watch and declare it's sold. That's it. It's that simple. And the person in the service center that receives the watch maybe doesn't have the warranty card with it. Maybe the serial number is you can't read, or it does a lot of fake also, real serial number on a fake case. Anyways, this system allows them to simply scan the watch, and then they can access the history of the watch. So know when was the last maintenance, and they can then take a picture of what they did and save it in this passport. And so only one way to put data in the system. It's a source of truth for everybody, for the professionals, for the owners.
That's the certificate for in the end.
Yeah.
But what kind of camera do I need? For example, if I'm a watch dealer,
with your modern.
that's enough to have a fingerprint of an object.
Yeah. The industrial so for recording higher volumes of watches.
Then you need the industrial
exactly. But
camera.
recognize a watch that already has been saved. But we can also
Not to recognize, if I imagine I'm a watch dealer and I want to integrate that service for my clients. So how can I scan and import that watch into the database so the user can use his phone?
This is actually a very, very good use case. So you have then a smaller light box that is provided, and you can actually record with your smartphone.
Okay.
So the question is, today the quality of the cameras on modern smartphones is amazing, and it's today it's enough. I wouldn't have said so like 5 years ago. Today, yes, this is the demonstration you saw at the fairs were carried out with standard smartphones.
But in my opinion, maybe not the smaller ones, but the bigger watch dealers would be the perfect customer for you, because they can provide a service for their customers that others don't provide, and that would be a sales advantage compared to their competitors. So what would it cost around, you don't have to be specific, but what would it cost for a watch dealer if he sells 100 watches per month?
We worked a lot on the pricing and the model to have something that is very easy to implement. So just to give you, without getting too much into details, but just to give you an idea, our pricing is the structure is you have a monthly subscription fee to join the platform as a partner, and that lets you activate a certain number of digital passports per month. And so, of course, this depends on the volume that gives you. But to give you an idea, more precise idea, this can fall under 10 euro per passport.
Oh,
One-time fee, which is very cheap.
yes,
It's very cheap, very reasonable.
yeah.
And yeah,
Only 10 euros.
it can be less than that for higher volumes. It can be more, for if you want the metal card that goes with the wear, then some fancy packaging. It really depends on the brand positioning. But we have this standardized pricing structure that is actually the same for all the players. So you come to us, you're an independent watchmaker alone in your shop, and you do like a few watches per month. You are actually going to start on the first tier of the pricing, and you can go up if your volume grows. And if you're a brand, then you go at the top of this same matrix, and you will. And we worked a lot to do that, because we couldn't have, too many pricing. It needs to be simple. It needs to be very easy to understand.
Very understandable, and also the player, they don't pay in advance.
But you have a monthly subscription, then around 10 euros per certificate.
You to give us sum up of the
And
price.
maybe some setup fees, and how actually does that work afterwards? If I'm a watch dealer and I've scanned the watch, I've sold the watch to a customer, what happens next?
So next, your customer will sign up. So create his account to have access to his own passport. From there, he can consume all the services that they need, planning the maintenance, recording the maintenance. Especially very interesting when you want to resell the watch in a few years. You can ask for a market value update, insure, etc. So that's for your customer, and you as a professional. Watch certificate is essentially a CRM, an automated CRM, where you will see all the passport that you have generated, all the customers who have retrieved the ownership and opt-in. So it's GDPR compliant, of course. And then you can target those customers with, marketing campaigns. For example,
to invite them to events of anything, any kind.
But often you have their email address anyway. If you are online.
Yes, but with the watch certificate, you create a very strong link with your customers.
Sure.
And that link is more easy to use than an email, I would say, because it's a direct contact all the time.
And also it will follow the watch. So if the watch is resold, which, watches change hands quite not so often, but I think
sometimes very quick.
I think the average is like every 5 years service and every 7 years change of ownership. 7 years may seem like a lot, but if you have like, a few watches in your, you know that every year or two you'll be, swearing one or two watches. So that's very interesting for the professionals, because then the watch has this digital passport. If it changes owner, then you can also have contact with the next owner.
Second and last ad. If you want to support this podcast and get a free gift, go to chronedo.com/support, or simply follow me on Instagram or YouTube and share this episode with your friends. I truly appreciate it. How do the customers get their card? Do they get it from their watch dealer, or do you send the card to them?
So it can be either. So we sell the technology to brands. So in this case, I will send you examples, but in this case, you have the logo of the brand on the warranty card, of course. Our logo may appear as a provider of the technology, just like Visa or MasterCard. Some of our customers, the brands, keep it white label. So that means it's the same design as their, classic warranty card. It just now each card has a unique QR code, and opt-in procedure is a bit different. But it gives the superpowers to the owners. So that's the use case with the brands. But then we also provide our tech to retailers. In this case, same. The logo of the retailers appears on the card itself. So in the first case, the brand puts the warranty card with the watch, just as they always, did. In this other case, the consumer will buy the watch, receive the box, and the retailer will give also this card with the watch. It's not in the in the box, as you know. And another example is for older pieces that are in the market already, being owned, like vintage or pre-owned for a few years. Then the card can be given by an authorized workshop. Watch certificate authorized workshop, who services the watch, repairs the watch, and gives the watch back with the new digital passport, in which they will have recorded what happened on the watch during, it's a overall. If it's a repair or anything, you can have pictures of that in the timeline. And of course, the timeline will start at the year of production of the watch. And then from now on, you will keep everything in this digital passport.
Okay. So do you have competitors, direct competitors, they are using kind of the similar technology, or?
I would say at this point, watch certificates watch certificate is the most advanced technology. Competitors, direct competitors, we don't have.
Yeah, we don't really have someone that does the same thing as we do. We have competitors in a way that they actually provide technological infrastructures for brands to do their own digital passport. So in the end, when you talk about what we do, it's a digital passport. But then we have an entire layer of services that we actually manage. So those insurers, for example. So I think on paper we'd be compared to blockchain consortiums such as Ariane, Aura.
I've heard years ago, that Bucherer in Switzerland bought a company that somehow does something with blockchain.
It was called Adresta, and it was bought by
And they integrated their services, yes.
but we don't hear about it since.
Okay. Let's say somebody's an official retailer, let's say of Rolex. Is he allowed to sell a Rolex and issue a watch certificate of yours? Is he allowed, or do brands stopping their retailers to do?
No, we have retailers who use our services and have this card with their logo on it. Of course, they wouldn't put
Rolex on the card, sure, not.
It's just a way for them to give some kind of, it comes with the invoice of the watch, and it's a way for the retailer to just give additional services to the
It's like kind of a surprise maybe for some customers. If right now they don't know that they could get it, and then you get it and you were
But
like,
I want to be precise. In this use case, it doesn't replace the warranty card of Rolex. No, obviously, because when we sell our tech to a brand, yes, it's a replacement for the warranty card, or super warranty card, if we want to call it that way. Sometimes for us, it's better not to use too much of a digital passport and talk about advanced warranty card in some when we talk.
It makes sense.
For a retailer, it's obviously not replacing the warranty card. The warranty card from the brand is still with the watch. There's no question about it. It's more like this is a path to access services. So it's just a way for a retailer who has the exact same products as the retailer in the streets, in the next street, to have something that's different and have a better offering. So
I see there is no reason why they shouldn't do it. So I don't get it.
I totally agree with you.
Is it hard to get through to these retailers? Because there are a lot of retailers, and to contact them all, it's for sure hard.
Yes, it takes time. And
how do you do it right now? Is it cold calling, or is it just networking,
or a lot of
both? It's both.
Really?
It's networking. It's doing salon like Watches and Wonders, where you meet lots of people that are in this industry, and it's a commercial actions that we do every day to get in touch with those retailers.
So we actually have a business model that includes incentives for
providers
who create passports, and of course this very specific topic of insurance varies quite a lot depending on the territories. So for example, in the US and in Europe, it's different the way to do that, but the mechanics you described is what we do.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay. So maybe let's switch a bit to your business experience and maybe some learnings you can give to the listeners. What are your key learnings?
The key learning is that sometimes you start a business and you think it's going to take forever to achieve and to meet success. Sometimes it gets super quick, much quicker than you think. And sometimes it's the opposite. You bring something which is key in the industry. It's just what we are doing with watch certificate. And you have still to convince people to adopt your technology, which is going to bring them success, knowledge, insurance, and certification. So the key is to be patient and to be consistent. Consistent. That's the word I was looking for. consistent. Yes.
And how do you manage to keep being passionate about the business? You know, even then when you sold your first company, did you had the same hunger again when you
Yes, of course.
how
Because,
and why?
because it's a totally different. You know, when you come from ticketing industry,
Yes.
an event industry, and you switch to the watch industry or the art industry, it's other worlds. And you know, life is long. So in life, you just not only have one experience, you have several, and you have to make each and every experience a passion. And you learn how time makes you achieve your passion and your goals. And that's exactly my philosophy.
Okay, I like that. And yours? How about you? How do you see that topic?
I agree. I agree with that. And yeah, I think that a lot of people, there's this what you read in magazines, like, oh, it's an overnight success. And I think most of the time, the reality, being in the entrepreneurial circle, knowing a lot of the people who struggle for years, and then all of a sudden it became public, and everybody's like, wow, it's an amazing overnight success. No, it's been like 8 years of struggle.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the reality of entrepreneurship. So it's not really like, it's never as you expect it, and it's continuous learning, continuous challenges. And Mark said the consistency, keep going is very, it's not, it's really a way of thinking. And there's no easy way. It's like, it takes time, especially to build something that has strong, foundations, something that can grow. Because we see a lot of, and especially those last 2-3 years, where we've seen, a lot of companies burn a lot of cash and became those kind of overnight success. And then 6 months later, you don't understand, because the company was like 200 employees or more than that, and all of a sudden,
Then you burn cash.
yeah, then the company disappears, and you're like, okay, but I don't understand. And sometimes when you want to do something that can last for a long time, it's funny because watch industry, you're building something that lasts, and this is really how we build our business, with strong foundations. And so, yeah, I think there's no really overnight success. It's a lot of listening to the actual users, improving a little by little the system, and overall having something that can be good for everyone involved. No, yeah, no shortcuts. Really, something built to last.
And what's the most challenging part of your business? To get customers, or is it the technical part?
We're a tech company, so we really are focused on that. Meeting with the people is not an issue. I think for us, it's very ambitious, to become a standard in the field. And again, it takes time, but staying focused on what matters is really how we do it. And yeah, I think the challenge is to have discussions with a huge variety of people who have very different needs, and providing them with the solution that's the same tech, but that can be used in various use cases. And this is really the case. We were with, for example, with a French police that fights against, theft in the street, because there were quite a lot of things happening in Paris those last few years, and they caught a lot of the bad guys.
Yeah.
But this is a good example, having this standardized technology that allows people to check if a watch is stolen, and then the same technology that will replace a warranty card for a brand in Switzerland, and then the same tech in Hong Kong that allows a workshop to add something in the timeline of a timeless. All of that is hugely different, and hugely, a different context, different language, different
Yeah, that makes
use
it
case.
more
And
challenging
one
for sure.
technology in the middle of that. And I think this is our key challenge, is to have all those facets to one same tech. This is what takes time, but a lot of it takes time to mature a good company, and I think with so it's been 5 years in doing watch certificates, which we saw a huge improvement in all of the parts of it. And so with Marc, we're really eager to go faster, and it's always we're doing we're already going fast, but we want to go faster. But at the same time, it takes time to build something that lasts.
Yeah. But do you work together with partners in these countries where you're active, or are you active in these countries by yourself?
We are based in Paris, but we are quite often in Switzerland for obvious reasons.
Yes.
And then we have also people who help us in certain regions. So for example, in Japan, we have people who help us there. Someone in the Middle East who helps us there. But essentially, how we are structured internally is one person that takes care of the brands, and one person that takes care of the retailers and service centers, and then they manage others. But so it's more like per type of consumers.
Okay. And can you tell me how many certificates you have active on your platform?
It's
It's
thousands.
a high number.
It's tens of thousands.
That's great. I like to hear that. That's the fight against fake watches, stolen watches.
Counterfeit watches, stolen watches, weird economies, and
Yeah, I like that. Is there something you want to tell us about your business, or maybe some tips for making business, building a business for the listeners?
I think we give our thoughts on how to be consistent with business, and to be patient, and to take time, the necessary time to make it evolve and to reach the goal of success.
We've seen actually in those last 5 years quite some, not really competitors per se, but companies that were evolving within the same frame, and then or all of a sudden start to diversify and do many things at the same time, trying for something that would bring more traction today. And then I don't think, every company is different, and we chose consistency, and I think that was a good thing for us. We saw other companies, a lot of people raise a lot of money, and we've always been very careful on how we spend, not overstaff, etc. We've seen quite the opposite sometimes. Raise tens of millions and then burn everything in marketing, and everybody's talking about you, and then the year after that you're not here and you're wrong, things like that. So it's always a struggle. I think maybe one key takeaway, it's just a humble opinion, but taking the ego out of the equation, I think, is very, very important. But that's obvious, but it's so hard to be an entrepreneur that sometimes it's important to understand the reasons and not go. It remains a marathon and not a sprint. So
that's true. I like that.
It's a marathon.
That's what I say. It's a marathon, and you should enjoy the marathon. As you said, you need to find passion. And
yes.
So I have a last question. Where do watch retailers, or how do watch retailers or brands or end consumers reach out to you and get in contact with you?
So it's very easy on our website, watchcertificate.com, and you have one page per type of professional, and with a contact form, or of course meet us at Geneva Watch Days, Dubai Watch Week,
and we are very easy to find, and we get back to the people who wants information within the next day.
We made it super easy to start. So just to explain rapidly, you contact us, we have a quick video call with the person in charge. So if you're a brand, it will be someone specific who will call you, ask just a few questions, and then and you can start very easily. We just have time to produce the card or give you information if you want to keep. You already produced the card and you want to adjust. There's no upfront cost. Start the subscription, and within 1 month you can start. So it's very, very straightforward. We do a video conference to onboard then your team so that they know how to create and edit a digital passport. But the tool is so user-friendly. It was built for consumers at the beginning, so there's no, having to learn how it works. It's very
Self-explaining.
the interface is very, very fast. And one thing I want to add is that we now synchronize with the existing tools. That means that you don't need to create the passport, because we will duplicate it from the existing systems. So there's no need to enter things. It's directly plugged in, so it generates the passport. It's very very easy. It's very simple to use.
I hope somebody's listening to that and will contact you.
Sure.
I hope so, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you so much.
I really like the whole business you have, and I really hope it works out and more brands will join you. Thank you very much for having time for this podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure for me. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to join our community, the Chronedo Circle. Sign up for free at chronedo.com/community. In the Chronedo Circle, you'll get exclusive giveaways, limited promotions from my podcast guests, and access to community chats where you can connect with other entrepreneurs and watch enthusiasts. Does that sound interesting for you? Then head over to chronedo.com/community and sign up for free. Stay tuned, more episodes with exciting guests are on the way. See you in the next episode, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and YouTube. I appreciate that. Thanks.